Hello everyone, my name is Matt, and joining me today are Ben, Genna, Elise, Laia, and Núria. Today we'll be presenting our research on the language of Catalan. First, Ben will introduce the background information and statistics of the Catalan language, before Genna and Elise discuss some of Catalan's phonetic characteristics. Laia and Núria will give an essential summary of Catalan's morphology and syntax, respectively. And finally, we conclude with an interesting piece of information we found during our research.
Catalan has over 9 million people that speak the language in the world as of right now. The primary regions that these 9 million speakers come from are Spain, as well as Italy, France, Andorra, Alghero. Catalan, also known as Catalan, Valencian, Balar, or Catalonian, belongs to the Romance branch of the Indo-European language family and is spoken by over 9 million people. Catalan has two significant dialects. The first is Western Catalan, this dialect group that includes Western Catalan and Valencian. The other major dialect of Catalan is Eastern Catalan. This dialect group includes East Catalan, Balearic, Rousselinais, and Alghero. Catalan isn't currently endangered, but people who speak Catalan are trying to defend the language and make sure they keep gaining more speakers.
Basic sounds. In the Catalan language, there are many basic syllable structures, the most common of which we know is the consonant-consonant vowel-consonant, in which the onset would consist of two consonants, the nucleus would consist of one vowel, and the coda would consist of one consonant. The more complex syllable structure that is not as commonly used would be two consonants, one vowel, three consonants, which would be an onset of two consonants, a nucleus of one vowel, as well as a coda of three consonants. Some distinctive consonants in the Catalan language would include p, t, k, f, s, and sh. Some distinctive vowels would then include I, e, a, u, and a.
Tone is important in Catalan. For example, depending on where the accent is or lack thereof on a letter, it changes the meaning of the word and will get pronounced differently as well. In Catalan, they have a C that they call a broken C that gets pronounced as a S, and a C gets pronounced as a K. People who speak Catalan have three types of marked phonological features that includes accents and depends on where the accent is found. For example, at the beginning, brúixola, compass, in the middle, telèfon, and at the end, pingüí, penguin.
In morphology, we see that English and Catalan are not that different. Like in gender, we have feminine and masculine. For example, la pilota, the ball, is feminine, and el peu, the foot, is masculine. In number, we have singular and plural, like for example, if we take the word key in singular, we would say la clau, and in plural, les claus. With these examples, we see that the use of articles is different depending on the gender and number. The verbs in Catalan are divided into three categories. The first one, the verbs finishing in ar, like cantar, to sing, or ballar, to dance. The second one, verbs finishing in er or re, like corre, to run, or prendre, to take. And the third one, verbs finishing in ir, like sentir, to feel, or dormir, to sleep. To form derived words in Catalan, we use prefixes when they go before the rot of the word, like conviure, to live together, suffixes when they go after the rot, like alumnat, students, and infixes when they go after the rot but before the suffix, like peixater, fishmonger.
When it comes to Catalan syntax, the basic word order of the language is the same as in English. It is subject, verb, object, as we can see in the examples. I speak Catalan and he is here. For the yes-no questions, the order continues to be the same. Do you speak English? And will you come tomorrow? And for WH questions, the interrogative adverb, which is the WH word, is added at the beginning of the phrase, so it moves to the front. This we can see in the examples. Who is she? How are you? when are you coming, and what else.
Before we conclude our presentation, we want to share one interesting piece of information we came across in our research on Catalan. Although there are a few notable differences between Catalan's consonant phonemes and those found in English, there is one phoneme that both languages have in common, but with one small difference. Referring to the two consonant phoneme charts on the right for English and Catalan respectively, we have circled a phoneme that is produced in a different manner of articulation between the two languages, the th sound. English native speakers articulate this phoneme as a voiced dental fricative, whereas in Catalan, native speakers articulate it as a voiced dental approximant, or in other words, a glide. And that concludes our presentation on Catalan. Thank you for listening.